It is important to know that the Irish border is the largest one between the UK and Europe, and that Ireland voted against the Brexit. It is impossible for the United Kingdom to maintain a completely open border while maintaining border checks on people and goods. The peace process in Northern Ireland might be threatened by the return of a border which will stand against the terms of the Good Friday Agreement and will revive the memories of the trouble and the partition of Ireland in 1921.
The United Kingdom and the European Union have to agree on a solution that avoids the reinstatement of a border with physical infrastructures between the two Irish territories. They have agreed to a backstop, ensuring both sides are safe from a hard border outcome that could emerge from future trade talks.
The backstop is therefore a position of last resort, to maintain an open border on the island of Ireland in the event that the UK leaves the EU without securing an all-encompassing deal. At present, goods and services are traded between the two jurisdictions on the island of Ireland with few restrictions. The UK and Ireland are currently part of the EU Single Market and Customs Union, so products do not need to be inspected for customs and standards. But after Brexit, all that could change. The two parts of Ireland could be in different customs and regulatory regime, which could mean products being checked at the border.
This backstop allows Northern Ireland to be governed by EU rules in regards to food, products, and good standards, while other products will be subject to new checks and controls. This means Northern Ireland is expected to comply with the European Union's quality standards. Brexiteers, however, continue to resist the likelihood of being governed by EU customs rules. No-deal Brexit could cause cash flow problems for UK suppliers. If the UK leaves the European Union without a withdrawal agreement, trade between the country and the bloc will transition overnight to World Trade Organization rules.
It could slow the movement of goods, a bad thing for the British economy, without mentioning that things will go worse and worse for the period post-Brexit. The two sides have now decided on the terms of an agreement to continue enjoying the free flow of trade, people and services. Outside the EU, the UK will need to strike new deals in order to have free trades with those countries or the remaining EU members.
May's plan did not allow the UK to prohibit the free flow of people from the EU. That was the primary reason people voted for Brexit. They were concerned about an increase of refugees from Africa and the Middle East. UK citizens wouldn't need visas to go to the EU or vice versa, but there will be significant restrictions on living and working, and reduced access to public services or welfare. EU citizens who wished to work here will need to qualify for a work visa via the existing system for non-EU nationals, and UK citizens who wish to work in an EU country will have to qualify under the system prevailing there.
For EU citizens currently resident here and UK citizens currently resident abroad, the assumption is that they will be permitted to stay. No significant figures on either side of the debate have suggested otherwise. But how will it be of the cultural traditions between the UK and the southwest of France? Will they forsake all the links that join them together because of the Brexit? It is believed that students who wish to study will have to get a special visa, but the Erasmus program will count the UK as a partner member like Turkey or Norway. No other changes are thought of for now. They probably won't abandon their courses because of the Brexit issue. Yet, these questions are still to be answered.
The number of EU citizens coming to work in the UK still exceeds those who immigrate, but the rate has slowed in the last 11 months. The impact of this will be felt most on Eastern European member states that have approximately 1.2 million workers in the UK by the end of 2015. The Polish government is encouraging its young immigrant workforce to return to Poland, but due to regulatory or political reasons, many will either stay in the UK or move to other Western cities such as Amsterdam or Berlin. Other Western European member states may see much of the flow coming from Eastern states in future. Movement between UK and the other EU countries will be much harder as there will be more checkpoints or control towers.
Brexit's biggest disadvantage is that it is slowing the UK's economic growth. Most of this has been due to the uncertainty surrounding the final outcome. It's really a big disaster for the UK because there will not be market to sell products. Uncertainty over Brexit has slowed the UK's growth to 1.3% in 2018. UK's Treasury Chief Philip Hammond reported that it will slow to 1.9% in 2019 and 1.6% in 2020. A resolution should allow the economy to improve to 2% in 2019.
The official estimates underscore the harsh economic reality of Brexit. Under any scenario, leaving the European Union will make Britain poorer than staying in. If we look purely at the economics, remaining in the single market will give us an economic advantage, Hammond said. The UK's main negotiator, Ollie Robbins, has indicated that the EU's free trade agreement may no longer be applicable after Brexit is implemented. There are concerns of 3.9% economical decrease by 2030, equivalent to £100 billion.
With the service sector being the biggest contributor to the UK economy, there is an estimation of a 44 billion loss per year if the EU trade laws are not in vigor anymore. The UK will have the ability to establish its own treaties post-Brexit, but diplomatic talks must be organized to review agreement with the 70 nations already possessing an agreement with the EU. The uncertainty of negotiations and vagueness of Brexit's future will have a large impact on not only the supply chain and service sector, but also on investment until more favorable discussions come underway.
The UK is allotted 73 seats in the 751-seat European Parliament, which are likely to become vacant just before the 2019 elections. Under normal procedures, these seats will be redistributed between the remaining members according to the standard formula. But there have been a number of alternative proposals. The Parliament has proposed that 22 seats will be redistributed and the remaining 50 will be reserved either for new members or an additional transnational list of MEPs which will be elected across the Union in an effort to deepen a direct democratic link.